All right, guys, this is another CLNS Media Patriots Roundtable. I'm your host, Nick Qualia, sitting here with Mike Molyneux and Brianna Peer. And again, like I've said in previous videos, don't know if Brianna has a nameplate, so follow Brianna on Twitter at VSP_13, at Patriots FGSN is also another Twitter you can follow her at. Okay, all right. What worries you guys more? Patriots, day one, 4-0, looked okay, but they didn't look great. They didn't look elite, which obviously means they are going downhill. Let's start worrying about this offense. What worries you guys more about this Patriots offense right now? We've seen a little bit. We've seen some holes out of the Patriots receiving, out of their passing. We've seen some holes in the Patriots run game. I think some bigger holes personally out in the Patriots run game. If you had to pick one that you're worried about more, what would it be? The Patriots run game or the Patriots passing game? Brianna, we'll start off with you.
All right. I am concerned with the running game because the offensive line, everybody is banged up. Losing David Andrews for this season was the biggest blow possible to the run game. And then Isaiah Wynn going down doesn't really help matters.
Like we said, when David Andrews went down, a lot of people don't pay attention to the offensive line. It's going to be massively understated what his loss is going to do to this team.
Oh my God, it's incredible. Not having him just busting open holes for Sony Michel up the middle is, I mean, he can't get going. It's nice to be able to use Burkhead and White in the passing game, but I mean, you got to get something started on the ground or else. And then now losing James Devlin for however long, that makes it 10 times harder.
Honestly, at this point, probably for the season, right?
Probably, because when you think about bringing people back from IR, he's got what they're calling it is a stinger with his nerves in his back, which is not, or in his neck, or both. It's not something you want to mess with, especially in a position like his where he's just lowering his head like a battering ram. So that's just they need to figure it out. I think it really starts with the offensive line. Once you get that situated, then you can improve the run game. But I mean, Scar can only take so many grocery store cash out guys and put them in an NFL offensive line for so long. Like it's at some point it's going to be he's going to be incapable of doing it. And I think we're starting to see, like, not saying that they're not good, but they need help.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, right now, just looking at the offensive line in and of itself, it had the potential to be just one of the best offensive lines of football. It had the potential to be right up there with Indianapolis, right up there with Dallas, I guess right up there with Pittsburgh. But losing David Andrews, we said it, we hammered it on this show probably for an entire episode. Losing David Andrews is so massive to the production of this offense. So massive. And not even just from a play standpoint. The guy is the captain of this offensive line. The guy is one of the, probably honestly, the number two right behind Tom Brady when it comes to calling out plays up on the offensive line. And then losing Isaiah Wynn, and you know what we saw from Isaiah Wynn. He looked like a stud. He looked like the guy that the Patriots thought they drafted. So losing him too, and then throwing in Newhouse, who's been fine, I guess, but he's kind of looked like Nate Solder, so very mediocre. This is coming from a guy who has a Nate Solder jersey. All right, Mike, before we jump over to you, guys, the football season is back, and we're gonna keep saying that. We're in week 4 now. And now you can get into the game with our exclusive sports betting partners, betonline.ag. Sign up today to receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit and make your bets on your favorite professional or college team. Every spread, every total, every winner or loser, straight bet, parlay, or tease your way through the season. Patrick Mahomes is going to throw for 56 touchdowns. Can the Pats go undefeated? Bet on all of this with the fastest odds and updates and payouts with our new sportsbook partners, betonline.ag. Head over to betonline.ag or use your mobile device to join today and use promo code CLNS50 to receive your 50% welcome bonus. Get into all the action today with betonline.ag, your online sportsbook experts. All right, Mike, what do you think? What do you got to worry about more here? Do you got to worry about the Patriots' run game or their passing game?
I'm never I what's the best way to word this? I know people feel as if the passing game, the offense, the passing game, the receivers, there might not be depth there, but there are people out there saying, and I think Chris Carter said this on First Things First on FS1. Oh, Brady really looked his age out there in that last game.
Oh
So
my God.
I'm not going to ever come at Brady in terms of his ability as a quarterback. I don't care what age he's at.
Well, since
This
last year,
I'm done with it.
we hammered him at the beginning of
Yeah,
last year.
we did, and after the season progressed, and another Super Bowl, I'm done. You know, coming at Brady and his ability to play quarterback until I don't know when, but I'm not even going to put that thought in my mind. But yeah, I would definitely say for sure the running game is more concerning. I think Marvin and I discussed this on the post game show after the game. Sonny Michel, just a little bit of a sophomore slump for him. I understand that the offensive line is struggling right now, and obviously losing James Devlin doesn't help the situation. But even for him personally, he just seems as if he can't get it going as best as he can at the moment. Obviously, that you have a better, offensive line in front of him that can open up some pathways for him. Possibly things will flip around, and that's on the Patriots. The coaching staff. Dante Starnecki. That's on those guys to hopefully find the best combination of players to put out there to hopefully have one, protection for Tom Brady first and foremost, but two, some good run blocking. So I definitely say the running game, because once you get to eat up yards on the ground, it just opens up everything down the field for you. And we saw what Sony Michel was able to do last year. If he could do that again this year, now that you have you know a pretty reliable set of weapons for Tom Brady in terms of a healthy Edelman, a healthy Gordon, a not suspended Gordon as well. Um, it'll just open up things down the field for those guys. So you need that running game to really get going. I think seeing the game against Buffalo, people are kind of raising their eyebrows a little bit. I'm not too worried. Like I said, I think Buffalo played really well defensively, so I'm not too worried about the offense. I think, if anything, they'll definitely get it back going and rolling and get another 30-point game when they face the Redskins, in my opinion, because they got a lot of issues over there. But yeah, you want the run game to be solid moving forward throughout the season.
The run games made me want to puke. And honestly, I wanted to at least have one of us disagree here, but the run game has been
It's
bad.
bad, man. It's
And
been bad.
it's been bad. And not just because I got Sony on my team and he's been murdering me,
Me too.
but oh yeah, I wasted a keeper on him. It's been awesome. Um, the running game, not only is it just been bad, but it directly affects what you do in the passing. And you guys alluded to it. If you can establish a running attack, then you at least make the defense have to worry about, okay, are these guys going to run it here or are they going to pass it? But with the inability to do anything on the ground so far this season, defenses really just have to worry about the Patriots passing it. And also, not for nothing, they've become so one dimensional when it comes to the run game. When James White goes out there, I guess you have to worry about him running it potentially, but for the most part, when you see James White, you know it's going to turn into a passing play. On the opposite side of things, when you see Sony Michel out there, you know there's no chance they're throwing him the ball. When you see Sony Michel out there, you know he's running the ball most likely right up the gut. So when Sony Michel's out there, there's no guessing game. You know he's just going to get the ball in his chest and he's just going to go for it. So go get him. And we talked a lot about it this last year when it came down to Sony Michel's successful games and his more poor performances. His performance comes right down to the offensive line. And losing David Andrews has clearly directly affected that performance. When he has holes, when he has room to work, he's great. He looked great last year when he had that room to work. And all through the playoffs last year, the offensive line was great. So with that, Sony Michel looked excellent. But having Ted Karras, who's okay at center, having Marshall Newhouse over at left, who's been okay, Shaq Mason, by the way, who is not catching enough heat at the right guard spot. That guy, and he's been a very talented player for the Patriots over the past couple of years, but that guy, this has been a pretty down year for that guy, too. with Tony Michel, the offensive line, a lot of success again stems from the offensive line success. And so far, it just hasn't been there. The offensive line's been okay. And with that, Tony Michel, I think what's the average so far? 3.7 yards per carry. It's been rough. But the running game, they at least have to step up a little bit because I already mentioned the one-dimensional thing. Because being so one-dimensional, again, defenses don't have to guess. But if even the running game can show some semblance of some competence, even with Rex Burkhead, who actually has shown some competence in the backfield, if the running game can at least show some semblance of competence, then you're going to keep defenses on their heels, I guess, at least a little bit. But right now, there's just nothing to worry about with the run game. So I mean, directly, the run game's performance has affected the passing game. The passing game, I think, my biggest worry there is the depth, which we talked about in a previous episode at the receiver position. But the running game, it's affecting the entire way the offense works. And we saw how they perform against a top defense. They're going to face some other good defenses down the road. They have a very easy schedule, so they got lucky this year. But they're going to face some other solid defenses. So running game's got to step up in a big way if they want the entire offense to get going. Like the way we know that this offense can go. Son Michel, we know he's a talented running back. He's got to get the wheels going, and with that, the offensive line also does. You got to get Isaiah Wynn back to at the left tackle spot, and that's hopefully going to happen in the next 4, 5, 6 weeks. Hopefully, you get Isaiah Wynn back too.
Yeah.
All right, guys, that was another CLNS Media Patriots Roundtable. Nick Quaglia, Mike Molyneux, and Brianna Peer. Once again, follow Brianna at BSP_13 and at Patriots FGSN as well. Brianna, anything else you want to plug?
I think that's it. You hit them both.
All right, and then obviously, Brianna, I don't know if you know this, but you can catch Mike and you can catch Marv after every single Patriots game on the CLNS Media YouTube page where they do their live post game. Again, after every single Patriots game, so catch that. Again, Nick Quaglia, Mike Molyneux, and Brianna Peer. Guys, we will be back next week. Thanks for watching.
Sir.